working on something for a friend for St. Patrick's Day. It is going to be a little shamrock wall hanging. I have a piece of old sheeting, and I don't know if you can see that, but I lightly traced around it just to give me a direction. I'm going to sew strips across here. And I got the idea from this pillow. This is from this book. It's an old book. And I don't see a date on it right off. No, I don't see a date. Well, anyway, it's an old book. It was one of my mom's. And you're supposed to enlarge it to a 10.5-inch square. And I'm actually going to make it smaller than this, because if you remember, I had these cutoffs from my table runner I made with that Temu fabric. So I'm not going to enlarge it. And I'm going to sew strips across here. And the reason I put the little marks on there was to just give me a guideline, because it's such an odd shape. So when I'm putting a strip on there, I know I don't have to cover the whole square, but I do have to cover the edges of the shamrock. And I pulled out some of my green miscellaneous strips. These are all the ones that are less than 2.5, and even some of my little batik strings. And I'm just going to sew some strings on this and see if I can make a shamrock wall hanging. And I'm hoping to edge it with this. That's the plan. What are you doing today? I am pressing in between each strip because this is a pretty substantial cotton from the sheet, and I'm not worried about the friction pin erasing, because the pin seems not to erase real well on heavier cotton. I found that a few times. And now I just pretty much have the 2 lower leaves and the stem to go. And the hard part is just deciding what fabric you want to go there. I kind of like the green with the orange in it, since there's orange in the flag, the Irish flag. I wonder if I have any more of that. Let me look. I did. I just cut a 1 1/4 inch piece off of it. A little strip. And then I'll have a little bit more orange. And there we go. There's another strip. There's the stem. And there's the bottom of the other part of the shamrock. And now I think I'm going to put this piece I had sewn together, because I love this green. I don't know where that came from. And I think that will work. I'm using a generous 1/4 inch, not a scant. I don't care how wide my strips are, just long as they cover there. And if a little bit of that green sticks in the stem, that's fine. I'm going to go press this, lay the pattern on there, and I'm going to cut it out. I made a photocopy of my pattern, I was actually supposed to enlarge it. I did. And use that to trace on the back of my shamrock. Now in their pattern, they did it at an angle. I just went straight across. You do it whichever way you want. And they didn't use a foundation, and I did. I had some old sheets, so I used that. Okay, now this will just be machine applique on the front of my wall hanging. So, okay, here's my base. Here's my border. This little shamrock fabric. Oops. Well, anyway, it's hard to show you. Here's one I did a few years ago, and I did it on fusible, and it's at an angle. Okay, now I'm just going to decide on my background. Before I sew this down, I will not be removing the sheet from the back. It's staying there. Okay. Well, it won't be green or it won't show up. Probably white. Orange would be too much, don't you think? Yeah. Okay. I could use that sheet. I don't. Let me look. I chose this white on white fat quarter from Joann's, and I am going to center this, as soon as I find my little ruler, onto this. And if you notice on a lot of these white on white, it's not really white. It has this yellow goop on it. I assume it's ink. So what I do is I just turn it over and use the other side. You gotta iron it from that side anyway. So that way I don't have that yellow sheen, that strange yellow. Can you see the yellow? Yeah, it's kind of yellow. So you turn it over and you don't get as much yellow. It looks more white on white. All right, I'm gonna see what I want to do. If it's a satin stitch, could do a blanket stitch. Of course, you could do it by hand. But what fun is that? I am switching my foot. See this one with the groove in the bottom? That works better for a satin stitch or any other thick stitch. And I put a Kelly green thread in the top and a yellow in the bottom. Okay, I've done a few more things. I did the satin stitch. I ran out of thread for the bobbin, the bobbin one. I was doing the top thread one. I ended up using some variegated. It's all right. For the binding, I was kind of more wanting to do more of a facing than a binding, so I cut a 3-inch strip of the shamrocks, folded over one edge, and sewed this side, the unfolded side, to the back. I also made little strips, so this will be the hanger. So while I was sewing the binding on, yay, I remembered to put those on the back. So hopefully when I fold this over, I will be able to have a little bit of a facing or extra wide binding. I usually like my binding very narrow. This will be extra wide, and you'll make a little frame. Okay, and then once I do that, or as I'm doing that, I'm going to pull these, let me take the pin out, hanging straps over to the front and tuck them in. Hopefully get them straighter than that, but you get the idea. And then I'll have 3 little hanging straps. I didn't do that upside down, did I? No. Oh, good. That would have been bad. Guess what? I'm all done. Gotta mute my YouTube. It's not perfect, but it's done. Look at my little hangers. Aren't they cute? That'll make a nice surprise gift, don't you think? Yeah, and you can almost tell that this is shamrocks here, can't you? Can you tell? Now, if I hadn't been trying to use what was left over from my table runner, I could have just spaced the whole back and rolled it to the front. I just do my own thing. I work with what I have. Got a little close to the top there, but that's okay. See, you're not going to be looking at it close up anyway, right? And I'm glad I turned that white fabric over because I didn't need any yellowish white in there. So, I guess I could use a permanent ink pen and write something on the back. I don't think I need to label it. I didn't label my baby quilt. I'm so terrible about that. Do y'all label your stuff? Okay, well, y'all have a great day. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you to all my subscribers and all my new subscribers too. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Thank y'all for watching and joining me and doing my whatever stuff that I just come up with. Have a great day. Bye-bye.